Yes, hello. I want to respond to a person named another YouTube handle, pretacan or pretacan. When he asked me, or she, or whomever, asked me how the pelintra manifests itself. Well, I'll give you the details of that whole experience. Firstly, I had gone on a site. It was by I think it was a site called enganga.org, and I think it was I forgot the guy's name, but I've spoken to him. I think I've spoken to him on the phone before, and was in correspondence with him, but he had never told me about his website. But he's a researcher. He's a Polero, I believe, a Tata, and he's a researcher, and I think he has a degree from whatever, from some university, and he went to Cuba and became initiated into Polero. But anyway, he has a site with Brazilian deities from Umbanda, and on this site was what he called the saint was the spirit, a cartoon drawing or a drawing of a Zay Pelintra in white hat, red tie, what have you. You know, Zay Pelintra's hookup, and it was called him the saint of the street. For some reason, I was obsessed by this spirit. Nothing like this had ever happened to me. Mystical things have been happening to me for a while since I started. You know, for a few years I was heavily into meditation and things like that. But that's all. I mean, I've never been obsessed by anything like that. I mean, I knew of African tradition. I have my warriors in the Yoruba tradition, but I didn't really believe in possession. I thought it was people's imagination or what have you. But anyway, I wouldn't say I was possessed by the spirit, but I was obsessed by him, and I just could not get that spirit out of my head the whole night. And I had a Nikita dog at that time, tied up in the backyard, and it seems like I had saw something, a flash of light or something, go in my attic, where I have my ancestors' shrines and other shrines. And the dog was barking, just barking. I don't know why it wouldn't stop. So anyway, I went upstairs and I didn't see anything at first. So I went downstairs. I went upstairs in the attic. So I went downstairs, and I was down there for a while, and I saw a swirl of smoke go past. Now I'm thinking, well, what appeared to be a swirl of smoke. I don't know what it was, and anyway, from the corner of a wall in the downstairs, it's like I saw what appeared to me to be like a mystic dust or like a dust. But when I asked other people if they see it, they didn't see it. So inside this dust, I saw what appeared to be little small orbs, looked like, orbs floating. And I figured it was just dust, somehow I can see these little dust orbs, but it wasn't, because no one else saw it. And then what happened was, I went down the basement to find the smoke, and I saw another swirl of smoke. And I thought, whoa, something electrical was on fire. So I went and looked around. It was nothing. It was nothing on fire. So I knew then I was in the midst of what's known as psychic phenomena, because I saw this dust. It was all over the place, everywhere. And I was thinking, well, this is really corny. This is kooky. This is stupid. This doesn't exist. This is silliness. So no one else saw this dust but me. True enough, I then smoked cigars, and maybe some resin of smoke could have been in the house. But the reason I know that was mystical was because no one else saw it but me. If it was just smoke, they would have seen it. Now, it could have been smoke, but even if it was smoke, I believe that these spirits use that to manifest something, and other people couldn't see it. I don't know. No one saw it but me. Then finally I was like, hey, look, don't anybody see this? And then it was like, hey, man, you see shit we don't see sometimes. I said, okay. So I went up later on to my bedroom where I have my shrines, and smoke. This dust was all over the shrines. Some kind, I don't know what the hell it was. This dust was everywhere. So I said, oh, this shit is serious. So I went to the shrines and asked the answers. I said, what the hell is this? And I asked them a BB of questions, and finally I said, is this a pelintra? And they said, yes. Like, it was like all four up, all four light. I was using Obidita, and they was like, you don't even have to ask. You know what time it is, So I said, can you make it go away? And they said, yeah. So I just asked them to make it go away, and then I put some fruit and cool water on the shrine, and the next morning it was gone, all gone. But I have a suit, and I have like a off-white hat, and the suit is off-white, and I felt compelled the next day to put that on. I mean, compelled. This is when let me go back a little bit. I'm sorry, I kind of lost track of myself. When that happened, I wasn't smoking cigars. That's when I started smoking cigars. For some reason, I just went down to that happened, and I went down to later on. I was smoking cigars, and the same dust appeared, But later on in the weeks or whatever. But at that point, there was no smoke. There was no cigar smoke. It was just, I guess I called it ghost dust, But anyway, I put on this suit and the hat, and I went down to this corner store, and I was gonna get. And people, like even my friend's mother started treating me different. People started buying me things. The sweet women started buying me things. Bought my cigar. Bought the liquor I needed to appease a pelintra. And I was overtaken by him. I know it was him for about an hour. And the song he made me play, believe it or not, was Crown Royal on Ice by Jill Scott. I know it's stupid, but I know that's not your traditional Brazilian song, but for Zay Pelintra, but especially the part about holding a woman, holding her hair, and I guess he was hitting it from the back, and the song slapping, Jill Scott describes somebody hitting it from the back, in sex. And I guess Zay Pelintra liked that. So this is the response. No, he didn't speak a language to me. He didn't come to me in a human form. He came to me in the orb and smoke form and in obsession. So that's my response to you, pretacan. Thank you.